It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Good day and welcome to the program. It is County-Wide. I'm Brad Miller, and we're happy to welcome into studio Damien Browning has been with us before. It's been a little while, Damien, since you've been into the program. Steps to Recovery Homes in Cottonwood has been there how long now?
Well, 11 years.
11 years, okay. And at the current spot, the
current spot we've been, it's been 4 years.
That's been a little while now, too.
Yeah.
I think we
actually March 11th, we signed papers in 2021 for the building.
Congratulations.
I can't believe it's been so long.
I know. It means you're doing something right with this program that we're going to talk about here today. And joining you today on the mic, Quentin Ellis is here, and Quentin's going to talk especially about the job fair that we're going to be having at Steps. Is that right?
Yes. Good to be on here, Brad. Thank you for having me on. I'm the Workforce Development Coordinator at Steps to Recovery Homes, and I'm here to promote the job fair. Okay.
Simple as that. So we're going to do both of these things. But let's pretend, guys, I've never heard of Steps before. In Cottonwood, what is it? Damien, give me the 2-minute presentation.
Steps to Recovery Homes is a nonprofit organization that was formulated to help people with addiction and other co-occurring disorders in 2013. And, I'm in recovery myself. I've put my life back together, so I'm very passionate about the core issue and how much it really helps when somebody really figures out, how to not self-medicate and stuff like that. But it goes a lot deeper, Brad. I mean,
sure.
We self-medicate for a number of different reasons. So as we've started Steps to Recovery Homes, it's grown into all kinds of stuff. I mean, we have recovery homes, transitional homes. We have an outpatient treatment center. We have a resale store that helps with the cause. Right. And we have a job development program, which we have Quentin here to talk about. And we also just opened an event center.
One of the things I read this, I pulled this straight off your website in, I don't know if it's the mission statement, but there's kind of an opening paragraph right there on your landing page. It says, these programs touch on all areas significantly affected by drug addiction. For example, substance abuse can affect employment, finance, relationships, personal boundaries, and things like that. You get a feeling in your head, I never wrecked my car because I was drinking. I never hit my wife. I get to work every day, so there can't be a problem. And I'll bet you can say, you guys are kind of smiling and saying, oh, we've heard those stories before.
For sure. And I mean, it doesn't mean that everybody that drinks a little bit or smokes a little bit of weed or whatever they do has a problem.
Right.
It's when the problem starts. I mean, obviously, you use those things to take the edge off or whatever, but then life comes at us and do we have moderation around it? Is it affecting your life? That's what we're for. We're not against other people that, could drink regular. There's people out there that can have a glass of wine or do whatever.
Right.
It's the people that can't.
Yeah.
And when you self-medicate and you use that substance to, whatever, sometimes it affects your behavior. It affects your decision-making. It can affect, it affects so much. It affects our taxes. And I just think about it a lot like people going to jail or in prison that, the children are being raised by the grandparents.
It touches on everything.
It really does. Employment, domestic violence, emergency response teams, the hospital rooms. Right. Over and over, somebody showing up in the hospital room and they don't know what's going on. They just know that they're sick and they're hurting, and So we're seeing these people all the time, and it affects us at a core issue, and it really makes it to where our family just to have a healthy family system or a healthy community. This is something that's really deep.
Yeah. And
addiction's on the rise. It's not, it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
So the thing is why do people self-medicate? And that's what we talk about, is like why, the trauma, the underlying low self-worth, being able to hold a job, addressing the barriers to employment, and why that is about people, when they get anxiety or when they don't feel good enough or when they can't communicate.
Right.
Or there's just a lot. There's so much that goes into it.
It is. The brain is not a simple place to navigate.
Well, and the problem is everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody has certain situations and variables that go into their life that create. So we have to treat everybody at that level. We have to meet them where they're at like that to an extent, so we can actually help that person. What are the issues and what are the barriers to that person having a successful, productive, happy life?
Right. There's another piece in that kind of opening statement. It's a great website, by the way. It's easy to navigate. There's a lot of information there.
Really? Well, that's good to hear. I'm trying to revamp it. I don't like it.
Well, you need to do it once in a while, but I just got on to get, just ahead of the show today to kind of take a look. But there's a few things. Yeah, we just updated ours too. You got to do it every now and again. Right. But one of the things that I saw there in that kind of opening page was people who fall through the cracks. Yeah. Those are among your biggest constituency. And that means what?
98% of the people that we deal with come in with no money. And that's where I have to get grants and donations. We're Arizona tax credit. We do fundraisers. We have the resale store. We have the event center. All that goes so we can bring somebody in. And we don't just house people.
Right.
We give them gym memberships. We give them bus passes. We give them transportation. We give them cleaning supplies, linens, haircuts. We get their birth certificates. We go above and beyond with the people. So it's like, and what we're trying to do is be a hand up, not a hand out. So it's like when somebody comes into our program, it's a very, very structured program. Yeah. They're in our programming for 3 to 6 months, and that programming for the first 3 months is 40 to 45 hours a week. Just programming. Just, going through job development and going through intensive outpatient groups and going through case management and peer support and therapy and all kinds of stuff.
And all of that is aimed, because it can sound like a lot. And I wouldn't want anybody that's listening to the show this morning to hear that and think, well, I can't do that. I've tried that. That's more than I can bite off at any one time. But all of it is structured. You didn't just dream this up. There's real principles, probably scientific, medical, cultural, sociological, that prove that this is the way to do it. You're going to need that big foundation, whether it's work, home, family.
I wouldn't say it's the way for everybody.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because some people have, obviously they're different, but I think over time and with lived experience and some of the stuff you're talking about, the science evidence and stuff like that, and culture and all that goes into why we do the things we do. And sometimes we change some of the things we do. Right. But I mean, the things that we do work. If you don't have conditions, it works really good. Our success rate is really good. But the problem is when people come in, obviously, there's conditions on what they're going to do and what they're willing to change or what they're willing to look at. Yeah. So our program does help because it's wraparound services. It's not just a place to stay.
Great term. Wraparound services really kind of describes the all-encompassing kind of omnibus approach to it.
Well, and then we're holistic too. So, I mean, it's like we do different things because different things hit for different people. So we do some culture things. We take them, we do some nature stuff. We do kayaking, we do equine therapy, we take them camping, we take them to events. We do a lot. We do sound healing. We do a lot of different things to kind of see what resonates with everybody,
It seems like one good way to do it. Anybody, I mean, it's kind of in a way, when you take a vacation, you get fresh and you come back to work refreshed and you do those kinds of things. It sounds like you've got different kinds of modalities because something is probably going to connect with people. And a lot of times that might be coming into something that you've never gone into before. I saw meditation and yoga say. Yeah. Well, you get somebody who's maybe had some troubles for a long time. I've never tried that. That can be a whole new thing that can be very simple to do to start with the bigger program.
And I mean, there's some basic principles. The biggest thing is mindfulness.
Yeah, right.
Communication. Right, some of our founding principles are, we focus on communication, accountability, and responsibility. But, there's CBT, there's all kinds of principles that work that are on relapse prevention. Right. Mindfulness is a huge thing. So those things go with everybody. But then we have the other things to where it might actually resonate with somebody a little bit more.
Somebody will fit
like meditation is good it's not good for everybody. Right. Well, I think it would be, but not everybody resonates with it. But it can really be helpful if you have a certain practice and teaching people that it doesn't have to be a certain way. You don't have to levitate. You can actually meditate in a bunch of different ways.
There's not just one key, there's several keys, and you're going to have to try a few.
And that's the thing. There's not one size cookie cutter when it comes to this because of how complex we are.
It's a complicated issue.
As we evolve as a race, I think we're getting more complex.
I certainly think so. All right. Well, terrific. I couldn't have asked for a better kind of opening. When we come back, let's talk a little bit. We'll get with Quentin Ellis, and Quentin going to talk a bit about the job fair that is coming up pretty quickly on the calendar. This will be March 27th. We'll talk more about it. The guy is here today from Steps to Recovery Homes in Cottonwood. Damien Brown and Quentin Ellis, our guests. We're back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology, factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
Welcome back to the program. It is Countywide. I'm Brad Miller. Damien Browning is here. And we're going to talk with Quentin Ellis here in our second segment. Steps to Recovery Homes in Cottonwood. And you've got a job fair coming up here on the 27th. Is that right?
Yes.
What's this? Tell me about it.
So we're having a job fair, the Verde Valley Job Fair, we're calling it, on the 27th of March at our Connection Room. It's at 637 North Main Street upstairs in our event center. Our goal is we want to connect local talent with employers. So there's going to be job seekers there. There's going to be employers that are ready and willing to hire. And there's also going to be tacos there. Nana's Tacos food truck will be on site. That's been a major selling point for some of my attendees. But we're really just trying to get the word out there, Brad. We want as many people to come to this as possible. I'd love to give a shout out to Northern Arizona Healthcare and Collaborative Technology Solutions. They both become gold sponsors of the event. They will have live radio interviews on site the day of with your live remote broadcast. So we're really appreciative of them. We've also got some silver sponsors that I'd like to take a second to give a shout out to because we're grateful for them as well. Rusty's Morning Star Ranch, Child and Family Support Services, and Enchantment Resort and Miyamo Spa have all become silver sponsors, and so we're really grateful for our employers that have stepped up and sponsored the event. And we're really we're transitioning from, so registration is still open for employers. We have a few spots left. We've got 32 available spaces. Okay. I think we have 4 or 5 left. So if there's any employers out there that are looking for employees, we'd be happy to have you at the job fair. You can get a hold of me. You can call the main line at 928-649-0077, or you can email me at quentin@stepstorecoveryhomes.org. It's QUINTON.
Okay.
At stepstorecoveryhomes.org. And so registration for employers is open until March 13th.
Okay, so don't delay on that. You want to get a spot. There's only a handful left.
4 or 5 left. And now we're transitioning into our media blitz where we're really trying to attract job seekers. So we're advertising in the Employment Network magazine. We're advertising in the Ad King and the Verde Independent and the what are the names of the Larson newspapers? Are we doing Red Rock?
Journal Extra, Red
Rock.
But
the point of it is for people who are listening to us right now. The point when you talk about job seekers, these are going to be folks that are in or have been through the STEPS program, or how does it? What's that connection?
So this isn't strictly for our clients. Now,
Gotcha.
We might have a few graduates there that are looking for jobs that will be milling around, but this is a public event. So
I see.
One of the things that we do, I know
community service that you're doing.
I know our mission is addiction treatment, but we do that through a lot of different branches and arms, and employment is a big part of that. And we're really involved in fostering economic development here in the Verde Valley too. And this job fair is one medium that we're going to try to do that through, is by really just trying to put people to work. That's our goal.
We see when they pop up, they're becoming a really kind of popular way. I think it has that's kind of been established for a little while now. I don't know if we would even call it kind of a non-traditional thing before. You'd look in the paper or you go online even or whatever you do. The job fairs we hear about it, I know because the station here, we do a ton of them in many different communities. We did one big one in Chino Valley here not terribly long ago. Yavapai College coordinates some of those.
Yes.
So this is one more resource locally for people to kind of take advantage, get connected. You never know what you're going to run into. Sometimes people are in one vocation for a while. They get tired of it, burned out, whatever it is, and you never know what you might find. And this is a great way to do that.
Exactly. Maybe they're new to town. Maybe they're part of the boomer generation and aren't super tech savvy and would rather go in and meet a person and hand them a paper resume and have an on-site interview rather than go through Indeed. Whatever the case may be. And you mentioned Yavapai College. I almost forgot. So Catherine Anderson at the Yavapai College Regional Economic Development Center has been a mentor of mine throughout this process. And so we're basing a lot of our format and stuff off of there. So she's been a huge help as well. She'll be there on site the day of the event. And really, it's really about making that connection between employer and employee right here in the Verde Valley. That's the goal.
That's what you want to do. Okay, well, a great opportunity. Now, this will be, again, the 27th, 3:30 to 6 o'clock, and this will be where? Tell me again.
At the Connection Room at Steps to Recovery Homes, 637 North Main Street, Suite 2B.
Upstairs.
And you'll have a sign out there, I'll bet.
We'll have bunches.
You got all kinds of
we're gonna have balloons, too.
You guys are great at showing when you got an event going on.
We'll have signs around town. Yeah, we'll make some noise.
Actually, we might want to talk to the city about get them prepared. I forgot about that.
Okay, city, we're coming. Got to let you know. All right. Well, terrific. Job fair, that's going to be great. We need to take another short break. When we do, there's a big event coming up in, I think, about the middle part of May. That's going to be to benefit Steps to Recovery. All right. Damien Brown and Quentin Ellis, our guests. It's Countywide. We'll be back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
Welcome back to the program. Again, it's Countywide. I'm Brad Miller. Our guest today, Quentin Ellis, Damien Browning, and they're here talking about Steps to Recovery Homes. Big job fair coming up. That's on the 27th. We'll remind you about that before we wrap up today. But a little bit further down the calendar, Damien, on May 17th, the Dinner for Hope, the 8th annual, Empowering the Community. It's a subtitle, and this is a big, fundraiser, I guess. It
is. And really quick, I just want to kind of follow up on the workforce that we're trying to build in the work pool in the community. You know, putting people to work is a huge thing. So Steps to Recovery Homes does do a lot more. We do, like Quentin was alluding to, we do a lot of education awareness. And one of the things to have long-term recovery is to get people lined up with a purpose and a good career. Yeah. It really keeps people motivated, you know? Right. So, and the thing about the dinner is that's one of the ways we keep this happening. So the annual Dinner for Hope, it's the 8th annual. I know we have 11 years, but COVID kind of stopped our fundraisers for a little bit.
Stopped everybody, didn't it?
Right. So last year we had the 7th annual Dinner for Hope, and we were able to have it at our own event center. It was really awesome, man.
Great.
We had, we can hold 190 there, but we actually held. It was kind of tight because we had food, we had a silent auction, a live auction. We're going to have all this again. We had entertainment. It was a really good time. We have testimonies for the event. So it's about 152 tickets is what we'll have available.
Okay.
It's $125 a ticket. I think 70 of that is actually can be marked off as a donation. It's going to be a great food. We're looking at doing Bella Vita for our food.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do for entertainment. We're going to have a live auctioneer, professional auctioneer. We're going to have some live auction packages, like getaways and stuff like that. We're going to have some art. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. We're going to have a good time. It's just going to be a great event. We're going to put it on. We put on a really good show. It's probably the show of the year, I would say. If anything, it's second place to whatever's put on around here. And because we're all excited, and everybody puts it on is usually very passionate about it. So we really try to have a lot of fun,
Yeah, you make it a fun thing, and people will come. You've done this 8 times now, so you know that. And it's a great way to get people. When you get people in the door, and they can see, and they can talk to you, and they can talk to your staff, and they can get a real sense. Those are people who are going to now go out and spread the word. You know this.
Yeah. So not only do we have fun at this event, but it's a great cause.
Yeah.
It's a great evening. You get entertainment. You get a good meal, right? And you get to learn about what's going on. I mean, so we do some education and awareness around the event.
Right.
We do some testimonies. And I'm looking for people to get involved. I'm looking for people to be on the subcommittee. I'm looking for auction items, raffle items. I'm looking for some night stays, really, so we can create some packages around. And I'm looking for sponsors.
Okay.
We're looking for sponsors. I have sponsorship levels where you can be a sponsor as your business, and we market the crap out of you in a bunch of different ways. And you can get some some seats to the table,
Excellent. All right. Well, how do I do all that? Let's kind of, as we wrap up the program, give me we heard earlier from Quentin phone numbers and things like that. Website? Do I email? Do I call?
Well,
how do I get a seat?
You can do it. So you can call 928-649-0077 option 2 to purchase a ticket over the phone. You can go on our website, stepstorecoveryhomes.org. The tickets won't be live till probably Friday, at the end of the week. We're working on them, getting them live.
Okay.
So you go there to get tickets or sponsorship levels, or you can come in. Come and see us, 637 North Main Street. We have Miracles Happen open over there. Actually, it's going to be closed the next 3 days, just so you guys know. I don't know. It's because of the road construction, but it's going to be a nice new roundabout. Right, it's going to be great. You guys can come over. You can purchase tickets at Miracles Happen resale store. You can come upstairs and see me at Suite 2G. Then we have Connect Wellness there, and you can see the event center. I want to encourage people to come by and see the place.
Best way to do it.
It's been, since we moved over there, it's been a little slow. Miracles Happen's been a little slow. It's kind of hidden.
Okay.
But we have some great, we got some great furniture in there. We got some great things we're doing. It goes to a good cause. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people to be on the subcommittee. We're looking for people to get involved. We're looking for people to donate. It's tax season, so you can donate your Arizona state taxes to us. There's a lot of ways you can do things. We're looking, there's a lot of things you can do.
Excellent. 637 North Main. That's right there going down to Riverfront Park.
Yeah.
For people, maybe the address doesn't mean anything in your head. So it's right there. It's actually a terrific location. You're a little bit behind the one building, but once people realize you're there, there's a lot of drive-by. They're going to get that roundabout done, so that should make traffic congestion even easier to get through once that project is completed here pretty soon. So terrific. No reason not to come by and be part of the terrific work that they do at Steps to Recovery Homes. Our guest today, Quentin Ellis. Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Brad.
Good luck with the job fair coming up on the 27th of March. And Damien Browning, thanks so much for all the work you do. Thanks for being a guest and a friend to us here on the program.
Come see us at the Dinner for Hope 8.
Coming up on May 17th.
Our tagline is empowering the community.
And this will be
event.
Another event toward that. Guys, thank you so much. It's countywide, and we'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us, news@myradioplace.com.